Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Thank you for joining me. Just a couple of things before I start. I just want to mention my couple of groups that I have. Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. All the videos that I do on YouTube are uploaded onto this crafts room, Laura's Craft Room, I'm all tangled up here, Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. All the measurements and instructions, the PDF will be uploaded onto that as well, and then there's also a few extras along the way that I do, just little tips and things for cards. And on this other page, my Cards by Laura Facebook page, I post here a lot of cards that I've made over the years. If you'd like to see some of my creations, there's no instructions or measurements on these ones here, but if there are any that you like and would like the instructions for, if I've got them, some of them I've just done freehand so that there's no actual PDF for them, but I can still give you the measurements for any cards that are on here. I did have a little comment the other day that I haven't got enough mail cards on here, so I've decided in a couple of weeks' time I might start and do some mail cards, especially coming up with Father's Day in Australia, on the first Sunday in September, so I'll get some Father's Day cards put up on my page. And also all the cards that are on my Cards by Laura page are for sale. If you live in Australia, I can post them out, just standard postage, and just let me know if you like any of them. That is all my little intro bit. These are the cards I'm going to be doing one in this design today. This is called Tricorn, which is Tricorner, short for Tricorner. Fancy fold, and these are some of the ones that I've done previously. It does stand up nicely on your desk. It's quite flexible. They're the ones I've done previously. This one here is the Hues of Happiness DSP. This one here is the Textured Chic DSP. This one's my favorite, I think. And this one's done in the Awash in Beauty. They do lie down flat to go in a standard envelope for postage as well. And we shall get started. I've got everything cut, and this will be my first Christmas card for this year. I've avoided doing Christmas cards too early, but I relented and decided to do one for this video today. All the measurements will be put in the comment section in my YouTube video, and then it will be uploaded with the instructions as well onto the Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials page. Now I've got all the pieces cut, and I've already done some that have, but I am just going to show you how to do these the little pieces in between. I've done some of them, and I'll just show you the measurements as we go. That's the one I've already done. The stamp set I'm using today for the decoration is this Leaves of Holly, and it includes the dies. I've used this frame die here, and also this one here, and there is another one. This one here, you'll see when I do it, it goes behind, so you can put another, this cuts out the detailed image, and then you cut out another colour. I've put green behind gold. When we get to it, I'll show you that. Cut out another piece with that, and I've also used these couple of little leafy bits here. We'll see when we get to those. And that's that set. That's a new set in the current July to December mini catalogue. It's in that one. Also, the paper I'm using, I've got this distressed gold. I'm going to use some of that for my greeting section at the front, and also the Boughs of Holly DSP, which is quite pretty. There's some really nice patterns in this one. I didn't get much Christmas paper because I've got one of the ones that carried over from before, but this one here I thought was really, really pretty. So we're using that one today. Now we shall get on to some crafting. Our base, I've chosen Old Olive. It's under here, 6 inches, that's the height, and 8 inches across. And we scored, which I've already scored, at 2, 4 and 6. You can see the score line. So that divides it into 4 equal panels at the front. That's scored on the long side. Then on the 2-inch score line, and I'll show you what I've done. I'll take this piece off, and we need a ruler and a pencil. I've already marked these, but I'll just show you how I did it. So on the 2-inch and the 4-inch marks, which is this one here, on the 2 and 6-inch marks, 2 inches and 6 inches, you're going to measure down from the top and the bottom. Well, if you go this way, it's easier. So it's 6 inches high. So if you go down to the we'll go around this way. So my ruler's up no, we won't. We'll go from the bottom end, which is just as easy. And we're going to put a pencil mark at the 2 and 4 inches on the 2 outside score lines. So I've got one here at the 2-inch mark and one here at the 4-inch mark. So just put a little pencil line on that outside score line. That's the 2-inch score line. Then you go across to the 6-inch score line and you do exactly the same. So you're going to go at the 2-inch mark and the 4-inch mark and just put a little pencil line on the score line. So that's all you need to do with that. I'll keep going with this so we can get this done, and then I'll go through the measurements of the extra pieces when we get to that. That goes on that one. Now, with your scorer, you'll need your trimmer for this. It's not a simple one to do on your... actually, we'll do it with... I find it easier, and I'll have to find my tool, that one there. You're better off with a pencil, with a ruler and a stylus. So where I've got that down 2 inches and up here 2 inches, we're going to score from that outside corner down to that pencil mark there. Put it right on the score line, Laura. And you're going to score that. Give it a nice push. And then the same with this one. You're going to go from the pencil mark up to this centre score line here. So we go there where the pencil mark is up to the outside tip of that score line, and you can score that there. And you'll do that on all 4 pieces, 4 sections. So from the centre score line down to the pencil mark, score. I've got a blown up photo of this, so I'll show you that in a sec. And the same here, from the point out here down to that score line. If you tried to do this on your trimmer, you can't see where the bottom bit is. It's easier to do it this way. So from that point down to that little pencil mark that you put earlier and up. And the same here, from the pencil mark to the centre score line, just to the point at the top there. From the centre score line down to the pencil. And the same on this one. And that's all the scoring there is on this piece. And I did have, which is here, a blown up photo. So you've scored here. This is your original 3 score lines at 2, 4 and 6. Scoring from the outside down to the you're marking down to the 2-inch pencil mark, and then you can come up this way to 2 inches, but it's easier if you go 2 and 4. Excuse me. You always manage to get a croaky voice when you're trying to do a video. And the same here, 2 inches and then down to the 4 inches. And then you score from your points, your outside points to there, and from there to the centre score line. And the same on all 4 sections. And there are your score lines. That photo is condensed down on the PDF as well, so it'll give you an idea of where you're going. So we can rub out those pencil marks before, a little rubber on the end of that, before you start folding and stuff and forget about it. Right, now the tricky bit, we're going to, and as you'll see here, this centre score line here is folded. Doesn't matter which way you fold, you're going to fold both ways. I'll just go by this one here. So these here are going to fold inwards. Eventually it'll push itself where you need it to go. So just go along, and all those diagonal score lines, just make sure it comes right down into the corner there, and you can push that like so. And then we'll burnish that with our bone folder. And the same here, all your diagonal, the ones that go across that way, they will go into a valley. And then the other one will come up, the centre ones come up into a mountain. And just push them down inside like so. That's the top section. We'll do the same on the bottom. Valley and a valley. Just make sure it goes right into that corner with the valley. Pull it, just give it a pinch, and it will fold down flat. And the last one just takes a little bit of manoeuvring, but it works well. And this one will come up. Just make sure you get that point down in there. We shall put that in there. And fold that out flat. When you burnish it, it will all come out nicely for you. And that's the basis of our, this centre one will come, I'm pretty sure it comes down, but we'll, yes it does. You'll work it out when you get to it. So the outside ones here are valleys, and this centre one's a mountain. And you'll see this here will get glued together eventually to give you that layout. We won't glue it until we've decorated all the panels. It's much easier to do it when it's flat. So that's that part. Now the white mats, I've chosen white mats, and the DSP is that holly, whatever it was called. The white mats you need 6 of, and they're 5.5 inches by 1 3/4 inches. And on the long side, I've put a pencil mark in from both ends at just on one long side at 1 3/4 inches. So here I've got from there to there, I've put a little pencil mark at 1 3/4, and then come up from the bottom up to 1 3/4. And then we're going to cut off from there across there. I've already done the other 5, so we're just going to do this one. You don't really need to put a pencil mark along there, so long as you've got that tiny little pencil mark. I'll rub those out before I cut because it might be a bit difficult later to cut them. So long as you leave your little tiny pencil mark. So you're going to go from that pencil mark to this outside corner here. Now I always start, I don't cut from a point, because I did one earlier and I had to use it for scrap, because if you come in from this end, it tends to drag on the point, even on cardstock or DSP, especially DSP. So you're better off to cut from this more solid end. It's a straight end and not a point. So we'll go up the top and we'll cut that piece off. And I've kept all these bits together with their corresponding bits. So this time we're going to go from the top again, from that pencil mark with the point here in the track, both bits in the track, and cut that off. So that's the angle of your piece. Then with your DSP, here's the one I've done earlier. That's your DSP, you only need 2 pieces, whereas the white match you need 6. So we'll show you that when we get to it. Now the DSP, and I've marked this one, they're 2 of these, 4 7/8 by 1.5, and then on the long side again, you're going to put a pencil mark just on one long side at 1.5 inches from both ends. So, and I've put my pencil mark there, which I can see. Put the point in the track and the pencil mark in the track. Nice and neatly. Start from the solid end, not the point, and cut that off. And the same on this side, pencil mark, point in the track. Start at the solid end. Whoops, and I moved it. Make sure it doesn't move. It's pretty easy to keep it in there because you've got such a long piece. And we'll cut that off. So that's your DSP mats. That should be all we need for that. Now this one here, I'm going to get my silicone mat, and I'm going to use Tombow because I want a little bit of wiggle room to just rub out those pencil lines again, to be able to get the DSP nice and straight on the white. And it doesn't need a lot of Tombow, just try and get it into the corners, move it up a bit so it holds the corners and doesn't get caught. Just a light run of Tombow. And you'll have I think it's about an 1/8 inch border all the way around. It's deceiving because when you do these, it seems a smaller border, which it is. It's a fraction smaller, but to get it exactly the same is pretty near impossible. So these 2 here, the corners we cut off. Make sure they're the right way. That one and that one. And that was cut off there and there. That's correct. Just make sure, because if you flip them over, they'll end up, I think they'll end up at the wrong angle. So just make sure you keep them straight. I'll just use my tweezers for this. That one will go. And you only need 4. It's just the front where you've got your DSP sections. The back is just the white. That's why you need so many white pieces. Move that straight. Whoops, too far. I did the other one earlier, so to save a bit of time. And I've cut all the other white mats that go on the back. This is my first Christmas card for 2022. I held off as long as I could, but there's some nice papers in the little mini catalogue, so we shall get started on them. Now, this one here, as you can see, those back ones there will be glued together. Oh, it goes this way, actually. So there'll be nothing in here because that'll get glued. So the two outside ones are these two solid ones, two bigger ones. They will go on there. And then the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. All right. 1, 2. Oh, we've got 2 white ones. So the ones in here, this one, as you can see, those 2 in there are just straight white. We're just putting them on these center ones here. And this one here. And this one here. And I have got a layout on the PDF as well. The layouts for your mats. So you can go by that when you go that. It's a smaller version on the PDF. And that's the back panel where your layouts go for your back panel. So they're on the PDF. Now we shall get these glued. I did have COVID. I tested positive for COVID a few weeks ago now. By the time you see this video, it'll be about a month ago. Wasn't too bad. I had one really bad day, the middle of the week from when I got it. I got it on the Monday, and I did get medication from the doctor because I'm over 70, and that I totally believe that helped. I started taking it on the Wednesday morning, I think it was, I got it. I had a bad day that day. That was my worst day, the Wednesday, but by the evening I wasn't too bad. I think I slept nearly all day except for about an hour. I got up to have I don't think I had much to eat, actually. Lost 3 kilos in the week, which was not too bad. I didn't mind that, but it's not a good way to lose weight. And then came out of isolation, tested negative. I didn't have to go out again. You just have to do your week's isolation, but I did that. And the following Monday, I tested negative again, so it wasn't too bad. And I didn't have much of a cough at all. My husband had COVID as well, same time. Or started a little bit earlier than me, but he had a really bad cough, which it's almost gone now. Just making sure I get these in the right spot. And yeah, we pretty much only had it for the week. He normally plays golf 5 days a week, but he was itching to get back to golf, so I think he started on the Saturday, and then the Sunday he went to golf. He was excited about that. But hopefully don't get it again. It's not so much, well, I wasn't that sick, so it wasn't too bad. The Wednesday when I was really sick, aches, headaches, feeling sick in the tummy, and just body aches all day, and a really bad headache. I don't get a lot of headaches, but this one was pretty bad. So it wasn't too bad, but I don't really want to get it again. I'm making a mess here. It's more the inconvenience of you can't go anywhere, you can't go out. I hold workshops and classes. I did have to cancel one class. I postponed it actually to the following month, and now I've done that wrong. Here's me talking away. I'm going to put a white one on here. I should have left them laying where they should have gone. That's okay. We can get that one up because there's a white one. I've already cut all these white ones, so this white one's going to go on there. babbling away and talking and not thinking. I had them all laid out where they should have been. And even then I almost mucked it up. Whoops. Getting glue everywhere. I've got a wipe here. I'll just wipe that. All good. Just trying to get that straight. That's better. I noticed it just as I was doing that second one. Just get the other white piece that belongs with that one. This one here. If anyone's there, just sing out, Laura, stop, you're doing the wrong thing. Yes, I did cancel one class, or not cancel, postpone one class, which I just postponed it through to the following month, which is disappointing because I love the girls coming over. It's just a little small class that I have midweek. But that's the main inconvenience when you can't do anything. I've got a big workshop tomorrow, which it would have already happened by the time you watch this video. And one of my girls can't come. She just tested positive yesterday for COVID, so she won't be here. But she's still taking the kits. I'll prep them all for her so she can still just assemble them. But other than that, so far, all the other ladies are okay. One lady that was supposed to come on Wednesday, she'd already had COVID, but she was really sick. She's got vomiting and diarrhea, and not sure what caused it or anything yet. She's still waiting to get tested at the doctor. But that would be totally uncomfortable as well. There's so many bugs going around at the moment. I think we've gone to our peaks with COVID numbers, but there's lots of other things around. And two more little ones in here. That one and that one. Getting there. This takes the longest, and I couldn't put any together beforehand, otherwise you would have missed how to cut everything. I suppose I could have done a second one that was already started, but I accumulate so many cards. I did donate some cards, 80 cards actually, to a lady the other day. She does a lot of charity work. She's selling the cards to raise money for the homeless people down the Gold Coast. So that's really nice. She was excited about that, and I said to her, probably in 6 months' time I'll have a few more for her if she wants to come by and pick them up. She does volunteer work for a few charities, the homeless, and I think the Heart Foundation is another one that she does. So I'm only too happy to help out. I accumulate a lot of cards. So that's our design. Now we'll do the back as well, because as you can see, the back, I think I did, yes, I've only put the 4 white panels in the center. So we'll end up with a couple of, 1, 2, got them all ready here, 3, 4, those 4. And then the other little bits that you've cut off, then there should be two lots of 2 bits of these left. You can just use those for scrap. You could use them for decoration if you want to. So these are going to go on here. I'll just make sure some of the pencil marks are still on them. And that one. I have got a better rubber, but I didn't get it out. This one's not too bad. 2 on there. This is your writing panels at the back, where you can write your greeting. I didn't put them up in these little panels because you really don't need to write up in there. You could use those other 4 parts of decoration. So that will close like that. And you'd probably need, well, you need 8. And you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's better off to leave them off, because it would look, unless you just put them in the middle, but I prefer to leave them off. Bit of a dull and dreary day today outside here. I actually live in Logan. I say Brisbane because not too many people know where Logan is. It's sort of a smaller, I wouldn't call it a suburb. It's called Logan City, so it's another city. Like Ipswich is a city. Logan is down on the south side of Brisbane. And I'm just off about 10 minutes away from a big major shopping centre, Grand Plaza, which is it's got everything there. I don't go shopping a lot. I avoid the shops. When I got COVID, I still to this day don't know how I got it. So you can be as safe as you can, but it might not stop it. And then you don't know where you got it. My daughter had it, I think it was last year she got it, and she didn't know where she got it from either. And she was really, really sick for a long time, and even months after that she still had very lethargic and not much energy. But she's got a couple of boys. They haven't had it. Her husband got it, and he was only cooked for a couple of days. It's just so annoying at the moment. Be glad when it's hopefully gone away completely. Maybe one day, even if it's a few years. So that's our back panel. Plenty of room for writing. You could stamp little greetings on those. Merry Christmas, just a couple of little small ones, or decorate at the back there. Now we're just going to glue that together down the centre. And I'm going to use some tear and tape because I don't want it to come apart. I'm going to put a few bits down. My scissors. I'll put 3 strips down. Glue sometimes tends to maybe lift, and I want this to stay together. This will be a special Christmas card for someone. Actually, it's a fairly, once you cut all your bits, it's a fairly quick layout and quite effective. So I might do quite a few in this design, just in different colours, different patterns. And then all we do is just close that shut on itself. Give it a bit of a press in there. And that's your card. And I've got a lovely decoration to put on the front. That can lay flat. So what I did with my decoration, I cut this out of the gold, whatever it was called. Distressed gold, I think it is. Yes, distressed gold. It's 12 by 12. You only get 2 sheets in a pack, but it's not too expensive, and it's quite pretty just for decoration. And then this here, I've gold embossed Christmas wishes. That's out of the stamp set that I used, and that's going to sit across there. Then this here is one of the dies that goes to the back of this. It sits in the back of there. Gives you a nice effect. You could put, I've chosen old olive. So I'm going to put a little bits of glue on here Just a few spots here and there to hold it, mainly around the edges so it doesn't lift up. Probably got my head in the road. And then that will lay on there. Just trying to get it straight. Just like that. Very nice. And then I did cut a couple of these little ones as well. I thought I might pop them in behind there, just for a little bit more texture up the back. We'll just put some Tombow on the bottom bits of that. Flip this backwards and we'll just pop them in here. Just make sure that doesn't, I'll try and straighten them up a bit. So I don't want it sticking outside the edges of the card itself. I'll put this one up higher at the back. Just gives a little bit more detail on there. Very pretty. Then I'm going to put it on the back of that, which I'll just put some in the center. Move that out of the road. Just trying to get it so it doesn't go on the outskirts of that. I might just put a little bit of glue at the back of this. Should have put it on there to start. Don't want to squeeze it too hard. Put some along there. That should be enough. Just to hold it, I'll put that on top so we can squeeze it without. I often do that, put my silicone mat on top. That way you're not pulling on your decoration piece. Hopefully that's enough to hold it. Perfect. And that's the front. And then I've also chosen some embellishments. My red rhinestone basic jewels, these are current as well. All the products I've used today are in the current catalogue. I'm just going to scatter a few of these around, probably at the base of the leaves. Just like little bits of holly, the holly berries. That's 5. I might just put one either side on the greeting as well. And that will do. All done. And that's my card for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed my video today, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and I shall I'll just show you the rest of the cards that we designed in the same pattern, and the pink one which I've put over the back there. A bit too many to go on the table now. So that's our start of our Christmas cards. I hope you like that. I would thoroughly recommend getting that set. I've only bought a few sets out of the mini, but I do like that one. So I can do quite a few like that. And that's it from me. And I shall catch you all again next week. Have a lovely day, and bye for now.